Superlar Turbo 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, it's time for the 5th last round of our 2nd season of F1 2019 career mode. We are at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix, and we are heading straight to the performance chart. Red Bull are still leading the way with a quick catching racing point in P2. Williams have now promoted themselves up into P3, demoting us to P4. On the performance chart, Ferrari P5, Mercedes P6, Renault and McLaren P7 and P8, Alfa Romeo P9, and Toro Rosso P10. All the way from McLaren up till Williams, guys, it's a really close-knit battle, so we're gonna have to watch our sides and our rear from all angles this weekend. But guys, heading into qualifying, the pace during practice was really not good, so I was heading into qualifying with a bit of stress on my back. But without further ado, let's head straight to the Japanese qualifying year.
Welcome to the only figure of 8 track on the F1 calendar. We're here at Suzuka for qualifying today ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix. It always looked like the kind of track that asks an awful lot of the rear tyres, such as the frequency of low-speed exits.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
Jumping straight into qualifying, guys, let's go for a lap here around the only figure of 8 circuit on the Formula 1 calendar. Here at Japan, heading into the first corner, it's a really fast corner. You really have to be planted on the throttle or heading all the way in. You basically lift off the throttle. You don't really use the brake there. You tap the brake more than anything else. Now heading into the beautiful Suzuka S's. Some people think these S's are more iconic than the Silverstone S's. You wouldn't put any one above the other one. I think they are really just equally as good. The Suzuka ones are fun. They head uphill. Maggots and Beckett's at Silverstone are fun because they are just, Silverstone is just such an iconic circuit. You need to know when you're driving around Silverstone that entire track is iconic. But guys, now heading into the second sector, a very tight hairpin here at Japan as we just went underneath the bridge, opening up the throttle very quickly, coming out of the hairpin because this next section is flat out as we head into the spoon curve. It's a really fast way heading into the section. You go down to high to kill the oversteer, high on the ERS to kill the oversteer heading through this corner. Now barreling down the hill through a little valley up into uphill, now heading to one of my favorite corners on the F1 calendar, 130R. It's a flat out corner and the corner where my role model Fernando Alonso pulled off an astonishing move on Michael Schumacher around the outside. Heading into the final chicane here at Suzuka, mount the curb on the inside of both corners of the chicane. Plant the throttle on the way out. Watch out for that little dip there. Hug the inside and we're going to finish and come across the line for P. Oh boy. No. Be a glorious P15. Be a glorious P15, please. Oh, vey. Oy vey. We've got a problem, guys. Remember what I said the previous round? Never be confident until the fat lady has sung.
Bad luck in qualifying. That's not exactly ideal. But there's no points for Saturday. Keep a cool head and make up for it in the race.
That is the idea. But this whole weekend pace has been non-existent. So guys, we're starting from P16 on the grid. Hopefully we gain a few spots thanks to penalties, but I doubt it. Oh, this is going to be a hard weekend and it's raining as well. Let's just head to the Japanese Grand Prix.
We're live today from the Mie Prefecture of Japan as we look forward to the Japanese Grand Prix. The 2015 race here was one of only 5 Grand Prix in history to feature no retirements at all. Although with the highly competitive field we have today, I don't expect we'll be repeating that stat anytime soon. We're southwest of the city of Nagoya today at a wet and windy Suzuka circuit. 3.6 miles and 18 corners make up a lap here, with Sector 1 likely to prove especially difficult in these conditions. We should see overtaking into turns 1 and 16 today, and maybe a few Kobayashi-style dives into the hairpin as well. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about O'Connor. They're starting towards the back of the field today in a car that is fast, so they'll be disappointed, won't they?
They'll have a sinking feeling as they look up from the cockpit and realise they're in a different postcode to the start line for sure. But the one positive they can hold on to is that the car is quick and they can make their way through the field.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Butler, Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen, Gasly, Norris, Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel, Magnussen, Russell, Antonio Giovinazzi and Grosjean, O'Connor, Ricciardo, Lance Stroll and Daniel Kvyat. Albon, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Lucas Weber completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
With 5 races remaining, we're still in with a chance of taking the Constructors' Championship. The team need a result from you today.
Jeff, this really was a very, very crappy time to tell me that. We're sitting in P15 on the grid. Oh boy. Okay. Guys, we've got a massive race ahead of us. Just like back at Singapore, it is going to dry out come the end of the race. But guys, I'm not feeling confident. We just have to go for broke and see what we can get out of this car, because I think managing points today is going to be hard. Let's hope we have a good start and things just go up from there. Please jam with me on the formation lap. Yeah. Ready for the Japanese Grand Prix, a very wet one here in Japan at Suzuka as we head to 5 red lights, and it's go for the Japanese Grand Prix, a very soft and tender start. Guys, you can even see my teammate Roman Grosjean is in P14, so it was not just me struggling. The entire Haas team struggled this weekend. We go around the outside. It's a very, very late dive there on the inside, but we jump back to the lead as quickly they got as Charles Leclerc has kept the lead from Valtteri Bottas in P2, and then we've got Sergio Perez in P3 with Devin Butler in P4 in the McLaren. There's a squabble between my championship rival Max Verstappen and Pierre Gasly. Yes, I think that is Pierre Gasly. Yes, that is the number 10 of Pierre Gasly, so it's a squabble between Max and Gasly. As they head through the S's, Max gets shoved out a little bit wide there from Gasly, but Max keeps a hold of that Ferrari as we now head here into the second sector as we're going to go underneath the bridge just in a second now. But guys, I think we're going to jump back to my start once again. Just to show you guys quickly, we actually got a very good launch off the line. There's a lot of standing water on track. That's when you guys saw my strategy. I was tempted to go onto the wets, but when I saw everybody else was on the intermediate tires, I'm glad that I did go for the inters. I dip a wheel onto the grass on the left-hand side, heading into the corner. They forced me a little bit wide, but luckily I do not take the prisoners here. But look at Kimi Raikkonen as he just shoves me out onto the grass there. Oh no, sorry, that's actually Antonio Giovinazzi. That is the second Alfa Romeo of Giovinazzi. That was very rude from Gio there. I like Gio. Gio, don't give me a reason not to like you. but that was very aggressive there from Giovinazzi, to say the least. But luckily we are ahead of our teammate, and now we are racing after, is that a Renault? I think that is the Renault of Kevin Magnussen or Daniel Ricciardo, either one of the two. As everybody gets a little bit held up, it is the Renault of Kevin Magnussen, and I go for a beautiful dive up the inside just before we go underneath the bridge. Now heading into the famous Suzuka hairpin, guys. It's a very early braking zone, especially in the wet. You start braking at that little kink. We go for a dive up the inside of not just Sebastian Vettel, but the Williams of George Russell as well. And now we find ourselves right behind the Alfa Romeo, I so nearly said Sauber, of Kimi Raikkonen. So guys, this first lap the pace seems to be going good, but you guys know everybody is bunched up. Nobody can really drive at their full potential. So now heading down the hill here as we head up to 130R. You guys can see I'm not playing around with the ERS and everything. I'm really going flat out, not caring about the grip. Let's see what speed we can carry here through 130R, over 300 kilometers an hour on a wet track. That is, that's about 280 kilometers an hour there through 130R. But you have to do that. You guys can see I also have confidence through there. So I have to have confidence to stay with these guys. This part is going to be very slippery in the wet conditions. But we keep the car under control and we are into the points. But at this stage, we've only got one singular point to our name. So we really have to see if we can go after Kimi Raikkonen. Now jumping onto the end, I think this might be lap 3, guys. Not much happened in lap 2. This is now the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton going for a move on Devon Butler as he goes to the inside of 130R in the wet weather, but Lewis decides against it. And now Max Verstappen is coming from behind very aggressively as Lewis got held up by Devon there. Well, Lewis didn't actually get held up. Lewis backed out of the move, so he made himself slow. And now it is number 44 and number 33 side by side heading down the hill onto the main straight. Who will have the power heading towards the first corner? Will it be the Ferrari in the back of the Ferrari or the Mercedes engine in the back of the Mercedes? Heading into the first corner, Max cuts off Hamilton, so it is clear that Max had the engine power. But look at Pierre Gasly in the Red Bull! That is around the outside of not one, but two cars in the wet weather here at Suzuka, intermediate weather conditions. But Max is trying to get back at Gasly, but Gasly is on a high after his previous win. Oh, no, not his previous win. Sorry. I gave you guys a little bit of a spoiler there for the future. But Gasly is on a high. Gasly has been the Red Bull driver with the pace. But woo! How is that a legal move? How is that a legal move? Gasly was like half a car length off the track and then he passed Verstappen. He was past Hamilton heading into the corner. So Hamilton had a problem. But that was, in my books, an illegal overtake on Maxi. Stewards, what are you doing? You guys sleeping a bit? You guys taking a nap because it's a wet race? No. I really think that should be a steward's inquiry. But in any case, guys, now you guys see Sergio Perez is going for a move here on Valtteri Bottas. Sergio Perez has been on a high lately. It is Sergio who won the previous Grand Prix. And now Perez is really on a charge. Guys, with Racing Point being in such a good shape at this stage, Racing Point at this stage to me is the team to beat. So we really have to watch out for those two Pink Panthers. Now, as you guys see, heading on to the middle of lap 4. This is lap 4. As you guys see, I go really wide into the hairpin to cool my tires down on the water on the outside. I nearly run into Kimi Raikkonen doing that, but I get a beautiful exit coming out of that corner. And as you guys can see, I've got the overspeed on Kimi, heading into this constant curve now, into the spoon curve. Oh, well, I think we are through. No, this is the spoon curve. Yes, this is the spoon curve in any case. Sorry. I'm just quickly having a little bit of a brain flash. Oh, there's a little bit of a jump there in the replay, guys. Excuse that. I can't always do something about that. That is my PlayStation just going a little bit wonky. But as you guys see, I go around the outside, just like my role model Fernando Alonso did on Michael Schumacher. I just did it in the wet. Trust me, that was freaking scary. But we get to move down on Kimi Raikkonen and we get ourselves up into P9. Now chasing after the Williams of Lando Norris. Now you guys can see we go onto the POV of Pierre Gasly, who is on a charge as he passes Devon Butler heading through 130R. That is now Gasly up into, I think it's P4. And the very next lap, we've got Max Verstappen trying to do exactly the same thing. Guys, Pierre Gasly is really hounding everything out of that Red Bull. He is now onto the rear end of Valtteri Bottas. And Gasly seems like there is nothing that is going to stop him. His race pace recently has been on the dots. And to be quite honest, guys, in Singapore, I did steal the victory from Gasly there. I put my car at the right place at the right time, and Gasly just didn't have the luck. So Gasly is really looking for another win this season as he tries to go around the outside of Valtteri Bottas. This time keeping two of his tires actually within the track, so meaning that is a legal overtake. So Gasly gets himself up into the podium positions. He is now into P3, chasing after Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc, who is leading the way. Now guys, heading here, I think this might be lap 10, roundabout there. The track did start to dry out, and this is Max Verstappen, who is right behind Valtteri Bottas. But he dives into the pit lane along with Bottas to get rid of these intermediate tires. There's a little bit of a jump in the replay there, guys, but you guys can see they just went onto the medium tires. The mediums will go to the end of the race at this stage. I also dive into the pit lane to go onto a set of medium tires. And now the very next lap, it is the race leader Charles Leclerc doing exactly the same. Guys, literally when I dove into the pit lane, the notification came up on the top of my screen saying that DRS has been enabled. So I knew our timing was fine. Here is the second place man, Sergio Perez in the Pink Panther. He is also going on to medium, so this is going to be a very boring race when it comes to strategy, guys, because everybody is going from the intermediate sides to the mediums. Intermediates to the mediums, not the intermediums, you freaking baboon. In any case, everybody is going from the intermediates to the mediums, and they're running those mediums to the end of the Grand Prix. Now, as you guys can see here, starting, I think this is lap 16, if I'm not mistaken. This is Charles Leclerc leading the way from a very fast charging Sergio Perez in P2, and also a hard charging Gasly in P3. Then you've got Valtteri Bottas P4, Devin Butler P5, now being overtaken by Max Verstappen. So that will be Max Verstappen, my championship rival, into P5, with Devin Butler now down to P6. It's a very solid drive from Devin, to say the least. Then we've got Lewis Hamilton in P7, P8 is Lando Norris, P9 is myself. So, like in practice and qualifying, this race is really not going my way, guys. And then we've got the flying Finn himself, Kimi Räikkönen, in his Alfa Romeo, rounding out the top 10. Now, as you guys see here, heading on to the end of lap 18, Sergio Perez has caught up to the back of Charles Leclerc. And now with DRS open, here comes Sergio Perez. That's a very little bit of rubbing and going into the first corner. And actually, for some other reason, the game decides to ghost Charles Leclerc's car. That was just luck for Sergio Perez, because that would have been an absolutely horrendous crash heading into the first corner. So Sergio Perez can count his lucky stars. Now heading on to the very next lap, guys. Once again, Perez goes for the move. I don't think the ghosting system will be so friendly to him this time. And Perez gets that racing point up into the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. Guys, if Perez gets this done, he will be on such a high heading into his home Grand Prix the next time we head to Mexico. And now, guys, we look at Lucas Weber, who is at the back of the grid, battling with Daniel Ricciardo. He was hounded with penalties, and his strategies also didn't work out. And oh, that's a massive crash! Massive crash between Lucas Weber and Daniel Ricciardo, as Lucas Weber is out of the Japanese Grand Prix thanks to massive contact heading into the first corner. And guys, that could have been Sergio Perez with Charles Leclerc. If Leclerc's car didn't ghost, I think Perez would have suffered the same fate. And now you guys see Lewis Hamilton barreling down the home straight to overtake Devin Butler, just like Max Verstappen did. And that is a beautiful... Ooh, that's a little bit dodgy heading into that little next section. But Hamilton gets the move done on Devin Butler, and that is now Hamilton up into, what's that, P6. And now we head back onto the POV of Charles Leclerc, guys. He has not let go of that racing point of Sergio Perez, guys. Remember, Ferrari, in the form of Charles Leclerc, are fighting for the constructors. Charles is not in the championship, but every single point for the constructors title is helpful. So that is why Charles is fighting so hard. And now you guys can see, guys, my pace. Guys, this reminds me of our season 1 race back at China, the third round of our first season. We just had no pace whatsoever. I do not know where the pace went, because as you guys know, the pace the last 4-5 rounds for us has been absolutely brilliant. And now here in Japan, the pace has decided it wants to take a rain check, and it's gone away for the weekend. It's gone on holiday. Guys, I really need a better weekend when we go to Mexico, because at this stage Max Verstappen is going past Valtteri Bottas, and that is now Max up into P4. Guys, if I end up P9 or even worse P10, maybe out of the points, because you guys can see I am the bottleneck for this whole train, Max Verstappen will gain 12 points on us. And I honestly can't afford that, guys. Remember in the previous round I said, even though we had such a strong, the last 3 Grand Prix, we really had strong performances. And we've got a nice cushion in the championship. But remember what I said, you can never say never in Formula 1. You can never count your ducks, and count your chickens until all the eggs are hatched. And we've still got, this race included, 5 rounds to go. That means 5 chances for Max Verstappen to still get solid points on me. If this is my pace for the rest of the season, we've got a problem. And we've got a big problem. So we need to hope that the upgrades that we have purchased recently come in the next race at Mexico, because we're gonna need it badly. As you guys see, Pierre Gasly just took P2 away from Charles Leclerc. So this weekend for Charles Leclerc is going from bad to worse. He had a brilliant qualifying, started at a brilliant position, kept his position, but now Perez and Gasly are on a mission like never before. And now you guys can see that this is once again Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas battling very hard as Max takes back P4. And now guys, this is Sergio Perez, who has driven an absolutely astonishing Grand Prix. He rounds with 130 off of the final time into the final chicane, and Sergio Perez is going to take the win here at the Japanese Grand Prix with Pierre Gasly at P2, not yet that win that he wants, and Charles Leclerc in P3. But guys, the swan song ends there for this video, because we are still in P9. We've managed to bridge a gap to the rest of that train, but guys, we've got a problem. Max Verstappen has banked himself a full 12 points, and I even think he's banked fastest lap, and we are gonna come home with a measly 2 points. It's probably better than nothing, but still, we really need to get our act together the next race in Mexico. It's P9 in Japan, our worst result of the season.
Not good enough. Not good enough at all. Let's push harder next time, okay?
A victory for Racing Point. The team will certainly be celebrating tonight. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to O'Connor. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Ferrari continued to extend the gap at the top of the table. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Yeah, guys, I don't know what to say. Usually at this stage of the video I say, guys, what a Grand Prix, what a race, crazy and all that types of stuff. To be quite honest, the race for the lead was epic. Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly and Sergio Perez, you guys made this one epic video. GG's to you guys, that was an absolutely awesome battle for the win of the Japanese Grand Prix. But guys, from our side, it was a really lonely and a sad race, to say the least. We've got some work to do heading into Mexico.
Well, let's hope for a better race next time out, eh?
Jeff, I think exactly the same as you. We just have to hope for a better race. Guys, let's quickly head to the upgrades, as there's quickly a few emails that we don't really have to care about. But guys, we need a massive performance boost heading into Mexico. If this happens again, the championship is back to square one. Yeah, if it happens after the next race, it'll be with 3 races to go. We repurchased a chassis upgrade. That's 1 chassis upgrade coming in, definitely at Mexico. We've got another repurchased upgrade, which will also come in at Mexico, that major upgrade. And we've got 2 extra engine upgrades that we want at Mexico, plus a drag reduction upgrade. So guys, 4 upgrades waiting for us heading into Mexico. That is what I like to see. But guys, that has been this episode. Thank you so much for watching. 4 upgrades. I hope that deserves your like, because in Mexico, if those upgrades come in, we are going to be super fast. Please drop a like on the video down below. Don't forget to follow me on my 2 social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram. Also, if you like what you've seen today and you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding the bell, and I'll see y'all next time when we head to Mexico. Cheers!